Brother lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. The weekend is back, and that means Arsenal are back in action. We are at the Emirates Stadium against Bournemouth, so the fixture is not actually very difficult. But Mikel Arteta says this could be a tricky game, and I agree with him. Gonna be diving into my preview, team news, predicted lineups as well, head-to-head against Bournemouth, and very, very importantly, my prediction, because it's a crazy one. This time, I've gone with Arsenal to annihilate, destroy, and literally blow away Bournemouth. If you think we can score 5 and more against Bournemouth, let me know in the comment box below, because this one is gonna be one of those fixtures where we sent out we send out a statement that, look, we want the title and we want it in a very, very serious way. Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast as well. Let's get this video to 500 likes. In the comment box below, I would love your thoughts about Thomas Partey and Jorginho. Is it time for Thomas Partey to come back into the starting lineup? Is it time for Jorginho to come back into the starting lineup as well after dropping out in the second half of that Everton game with a slight illness? But he should be okay. He will make it to the squad. Should we play Partey? Should we play Jorginho? Let me know in the comment box below. I would love to have your thoughts in there. Right, so let's dive into it. We take on Bournemouth, actually not Brentford, but Bournemouth. One of those fixtures that Arsenal has to win home and away every single time we play them. Now, listen, Mikel said that this is a game where, it's going to be tricky. It might be hard. They're going to be coming in a position where you feel, they're in that relegation zone. They need 6 points to climb out of the relegation zone. I don't care about all that crap. What Arsenal need to do is get the job done. And look, on paper, it's an easy game. Maybe mentally, physically, it might not be that easy, because Bournemouth are going to try to play a low block, just like Everton, and they'll try to frustrate us. They'll try to tire us down. They'll try to make life very, very difficult for us. But for me, I don't feel like that is a reason for us not to win. That's not a reason for us not to come out with 3 points on the evening. If you look at the winning percentage as provided by Opta and replicated by Google here, Arsenal have an 80% chance of winning this game. 13% is a draw, and 7% in Bournemouth's favor. That actually shows that Arsenal don't have to win this game. This is a game to bridge our goal difference with Manchester City. Right now, it's around 6 goals that we have apart. If Arsenal can go against Bournemouth, run riot, be rampant, and score 5 and score 6, and then we close on that gap, because Man City will have played earlier on against Newcastle, a game that I've predicted that they will not win. All right, so this one is an important one, very, very important. I'm gonna be diving into how important it is, but come on, Arsenal, we've got to win this game. Now, in terms of form, Arsenal coming into this game sitting on top of the table, winning 3, drawing 1, and losing 1 in our last 5. That is not a bad, actually, form as compared to, you look at City, they're on the same run. You look at Man United, they're on the same run. The only team that have done better than Arsenal in their last 5 games has been Tottenham Hotspur, actually. Tottenham Hotspur have won 4 and lost 1 of their last 5. But of course, they're not in the conversation with Arsenal. We are not even bothered by them. Bournemouth coming into this game, sitting 19th on the Premier League table, winning 1 of their last 5. That was against Chelsea, and that will be a very huge statement. Losing 2 and drawing 2 as well. Right. So, in terms of form, they are shit. They are purely very, very poor. But we've got to think about that game against Chelsea. Yes, Potter made a couple of changes. Yes, I felt the changes were typically stupid in my opinion, but they took 3 points. They took points against a club like Chelsea, and they also drew a game. Was it against Newcastle 1-1? Yeah, they drew a game against Newcastle 1-1, and they also beat Wolverhampton Wanderers 1-0 at the Molineux. So when you put all that into context, it's a game that deserves attention. It's a game that we should treat with absolute respect. All right. In terms of who needs the game more, Arsenal will need the game. But to be honest, this time I'm gonna be on Brentford's side, guys. Brentford need the game more. Bournemouth need the game more. And I won't be very surprised if they don't just sit back, if they don't just hang in there, but they try to attack Arsenal. Come on. This is the business end of the campaign. And look at them. They are 21 points on the table. They have 21 points. And West Ham, who are sitting in 16th, are only 2 points above them. That means that if they win this game, which is actually very, very impossible for them, but there are chances, but very slim. But if they win this game, they get out of the relegation zone, okay? That is what this game means for them. And that is why I think whatever Arsenal do, respect Bournemouth. For Arsenal, this game literally means the same thing, just like the Everton game. We have to stay clear of Manchester City. Right now, we are 5 points clear. We are praying, and I'm praying that Manchester City somehow lose to Newcastle. If they do lose that game to Newcastle, it just creates a whole different level of ambition, environment, run for Arsenal. Because that means we can go 8 points clear, and by the time we start the difficult fixtures in April, we have an 8-point advantage. So, look, if Man City are going to drop points, these are the games. Newcastle, Brentford, Liverpool, Arsenal. Those are the games where they've got to drop points. Otherwise, they might go on a stupid run, and you don't want that, really. So in terms of the team news right about now, Bournemouth on the other side, they will not have a lot of worries, but it is Arsenal that have a couple of worries, especially in terms of Jorginho. The rest of the players are okay. Edin Ketia is expected to be in the squad, although he was limping off with something. Mikel Arteta said he has been playing with some kind of discomfort for quite some time, but he should be okay. Jorginho then also felt an illness, and that's why he didn't play the second part of the Everton game. Okay, and that's why Thomas Partey actually, came in. But in my opinion, I think Jorginho should play in that game. Sorry, I think Thomas Partey should play in that game. If Jorginho is ill, not feeling well, deserves rotation, he should be on the bench. He deserves it. He's actually done very well for the past 3-4 games. And Thomas Partey coming back and, putting in that second performance for Arsenal to dominate, press, and annihilate Everton, that was superb as well. So in terms of the team news, nothing to be worried about. Gabriel Jesus, this game comes too early for him, but we understand that he's part of the squad in terms of training and doing all those beautiful things that you guys would love him to be doing. So in terms of the head-to-head, this is where it gets very, very ugly for Bournemouth. Bournemouth have actually not won a game against Arsenal at home. Arsenal have won all 6 of their home games against Bournemouth in all competitions by an aggregate of 17-2. Only against Gainsborough Trinity, that Arsenal have won 8 out of 8, do the Gunners have a better 100% record at home. That is impressive. They've not won a game against Arsenal in 6. They've also not drawn a game. So whenever they come at the Emirates Stadium, it's either they lose or they lose. And this is what is interesting here. The aggregate is 17-2. It means that on average, Arsenal have been scoring 5 goals. This is interesting, isn't it? Right? On average, not 5 really, not 5. On average, Arsenal have been scoring around 3 goals against them. Around 3 goals. Every single time. So that is actually very, very important for us. In terms of the head-to-head, they don't win at the Emirates Stadium, and it should continue to be that way. I don't want us to do history, break our history right at this point in time. Right? Bournemouth have never kept a Premier League clean sheet against Arsenal, winning just 1 of their 11 meetings with them in the competition, drawing 2 and losing 8. Interesting. They've never won at the Emirates. They've never won at the Highbury. They've never kept a clean sheet against Arsenal. Come on, that is too much to ask of them. Like, keep a clean sheet, win a game. It's too much. It's really, really too much, in my opinion. So it doesn't look like the head-to-head is in their favor. Whether they will use that as a strength or as a point to say we've got to go to Arsenal and prove a point, that is up to them. But up until this time, they've not won a game at the Emirates, and they've not kept a clean sheet against us in the Premier League in 11 meetings. Wow. All right. So going on. The other points that are quite interesting here. Since losing 2-0 to Brentford on the opening day of last season, Arsenal have won their last 8 Premier League meetings with promoted sides. All right. They had a longer such winning run between 2002 January and 2003 February, 9 games. Okay, interesting. Okay, so clubs coming out of the relegation are not a problem for us. Number 4, Arsenal have just lost one of their last 32 games, kicking off at 3 p.m. on a Saturday. We've lost one of the last 32 games at 6 p.m. or 3 p.m. UK time, right? And that was a 2-1 against Brighton in April last season. Number 5, Bournemouth have lost all 8 of their Premier League games against teams starting day top of the table, conceding 27 games in the process. Listen, this is a game that is built for Arsenal to win. This is a game that we've just to go there, get your points, and focus on Sporting CP. Like, we should win this game by halftime. We should win this game by halftime. 2-0, 3-0. Move on. Okay, move on. Now, my prediction is crazy. My prediction is Arsenal 7, Bournemouth 0. That is my prediction, and I think it's time for Arsenal to get. Serious, tough, and scary, and send out a threat. Because what we've got to do here, if clubs look at us winning 4-0, which is a very, very good result, 3-0, 2-1, 4-1, 4-2. It looks like many clubs will be like, if we can stop Arsenal from scoring, we could actually get a result. But when you beat a club like Bournemouth, 7 or 6 or 5, that sends shockwaves into the next opponent. That is CP, that is Fulham, that is I think Leeds United as well. No, Crystal Palace. Okay, that is Crystal Palace as well. You hit 7, you're literally sending out a message that we are the best team in England right now, and when you play us, you've got to protect your territory very well. You've got to play us in a very, very disciplined way. Otherwise, you might suffer the same fate. And that's what I think we should do. And that's what I think this weekend is going to be all about. It's going to be Arsenal dominating possession, Arsenal playing the way we love to play, but adding the goals. That is going to be very, very key for me. It's going to be very key. I want us to enter the last days of the league. Maybe we have 3 points above City. Maybe we are 2 points above City, and we have a clear goal difference. Maybe City have 1 more goal, or we have 1 more goal, or 2 more goals. I don't want that difference of 10 goals in terms of goal difference between City and Arsenal. It doesn't explain how good we've been this season. It really, really doesn't. So in terms of game approach, I think with Bournemouth, this is going to be a little bit unfair for Bournemouth, but they should hang in there, Bournemouth fans. All they've got to do in this game is sit back. The last game they played against a team like Arsenal was an absolute obliteration. They lost 4-1 to Manchester City. And in that game, Man City had 66% ball possession away from home. They had 20 shots on goal, 5 on target. That is mad. That is purely mad. And also Manchester City had a 90% passing accuracy in that game. They had 750 passes, double the amount that that Bournemouth had. So that's what I think. In this game, Bournemouth will look to sit back. They'll look to frustrate Arsenal. They'll look to play that boring football. Look at this. That is their starting lineup against Manchester City. They played a 5-4-1. 5 at the back, 4 in midfield, and 1 up top. Smith, Mefan, Stephens, Senesi, Zemura at centre back, actually in defense. Otara, Lamar, Billing, and Traore in midfield. And you look at you look back at that game and you ask yourself, did they actually try to make it hard for City? They did. Did they succeed? They did not. Now, again, when you play a back 5 and you play a midfield 4 as well, it is very easy to stop a club like Arsenal. It's very easy to stop a club like Manchester City. But the way you do it also matters. And that's why I think our game plan for us is very easy. Play the way we played against Everton and it's job done. Literally, that's all we have to do. Play the way we played against Everton, overload the flanks, overload the midfield, overload wherever the ball is, overload that area, press them quickly, make those quick passing combinations. It's over. It's purely over. Do not allow them to catch us on the break. That is going to be very, very key because they have very good players on the break. The likes of Dominic Solanke, Philip Billing, Keith Moore as well. One of the players that I really, really love in that side, in that Bournemouth side. You can't allow them run at you. You can't allow them catch you on the break. You do that, that's a big mistake. That's going to be a very, very huge mistake. But in the end, I see Arsenal heading through this one with a victory. Arsenal 7, Bournemouth 0. I'm not changing my prediction because I changed my prediction in the Everton game. I said 3-0 and I changed it to 2-0 and they doubled the score. So this time I'm setting the highest standards and I'm setting the bar very high. Arsenal should obliterate and annihilate Bournemouth. If you agree with me, hit the like button and I'll see you right in the next one.